Okay, we're rolling. Hello, my name is Maxim Kupriyanov and welcome to my tutorial about newest Cloudflare email service, which is basically infrastructure as a service for you to be able to create your own copy of Gmail and have agent, just AI looking at your emails and summarizing them. Anyway, I'm not affiliated with Cloudflare in any way, and this is just a fun-made tutorial. Just last week, Cloudflare released email service, which is currently in public beta, but it's accessible for anyone. I already did the setup of their example. An example that they provide, they actually made an app called Agentic Inbox, which is basically a React app that shows your emails the same style as Gmail would show you any other email client, but you can actually tweak and change anything because it's like open source. It's hosted on Cloudflare. You can host it any way you like. And today's tutorial is about how to bootstrap the same Agentic inbox for yourself. So I'm going to show you how to make it just using empty Cloudflare account and how to start receiving and sending emails using Cloudflare platform. Requirements for this tutorial is basically you need a Cloudflare account. One hard requirement is that you have to be subscribed to Workers plan, which is about $5 a month, and you need domain transferred to Cloudflare, or you can create one. Like they act as a register for domains. And Gmail I use only for getting one-time passwords for authorization, and I mean it's not really required, but it's helpful in this tutorial just to show it. But later, for example, for myself, I have a lot of Gmail inboxes for my personal needs, and I want to connect them. This is not part of this tutorial, but just know it's actually very simple to do once you get the basics done. And GitHub account, we just need to host the code, because what Cloudflare provided, which I'm going to show in a second, it's just a template. So you deploy your own version of the this Agentic inbox, and then you can tweak it. You can vibe code anything you want this inbox, but you have to host the code somewhere. So they have very hard integration with GitHub. You cannot change any other Git provider. So yeah, stick with GitHub. And also it triggers deploy. Once you deploy something, once you write something on GitHub, it automatically deploys on the cloud. So you don't have to always log in into Cloudflare platform just to deploy your new version of the inbox. Yeah, so I really recommend, and this is going to be part of the tutorial as well. So this is bare minimum, and the final app again looks like this. And here is an example of mobile application version of it. Basically, it's still website. It just you can install it on the desktop on your phone, and it just acts as PWA, Progressive Web App. You can just launch it anywhere, and it works fine. Speaking of the architecture of the solution, this is actually very simple. So this is just a presentation for you to understand what's actually going on inside. So you're getting email message into your domain. It's going to be forwarded to Cloudflare workers. I'm not going to expand here in this tutorial what actually durable objects, workers. Again, I'm not affiliated with Cloudflare. I not work for them. And I think it's their job to explain for normal people what's inside of this thing. But for this tutorial, I just keep it simple. Just getting email messages on your domain, on your address, and gonna be forwarded to workers. It's like stateless, serverless functions that just work and do some processing. And they store all the emails on R2, which is like S3, but in Cloudflare. Also, there's SQL database involved, but we don't care about this now. One thing is important is that they plug in Workers AI gateway just to be able to call the model. They use Kimi in this example, and the Kimi looks at the emails and can process them. So for this demo, it's just gonna draft some example drafts of reply, but obviously you can do some complicated flows. This is the processing part, and for us, the user, we are deploying a web UI, and this last piece, very important, is the authorization. How to prove it's you. So Cloudflare has Cloudflare 1, which is like single sign-on. You can sign on with Google account, you can sign in with GitHub account, or just one-time passwords. I don't like it, but again, it's kind of secure, so we keep it. And yeah, web UI is protected by that. So just data is exported only after you're authorized inside. Let's begin. Let's start with the actual example. So this is a GitHub repo, and actually you can just close this video and just follow the text here on GitHub. But again, it's not that trivial, so I suggest you just stick around and see what we're gonna do. Yeah, starting with an empty account in the Cloudflare, we need a domain. Again, we just cannot receive emails to nowhere. We need an endpoint, and for that, I'm gonna create domain in real time with Cloudflare because it's also a register for domains. One thing I want to highlight is that I'm Benny Harvey in this tutorial. I created an empty Cloudflare account so I don't mess up with my real account on this tutorial, but Benny Harvey, RIP, by the way, but he still lives. So as Benny Harvey, I'm gonna create some Benny Harvey email account. Yeah, it's available. Wow. So I like email domain zones, but unfortunately it's mostly booked. Like all cool names are booked. Gladly, I had snatched xlab.email. So at least for myself, I have xlab email. Unfortunately, yeah, a lot of cool things are snatched. Okay, we did it. So there it is. Benny Harvey email domain is built, and now we can set up email processing on that. Again, you don't have to register a new one. You can just transfer your own domain, or you already have a domain in Cloudflare. Just up to you. This is an empty account, so I'm just creating one. bennyharvey.email. I'm ready to get some emails. For that, this is where actual tutorial starts. Going back to Agentic inbox GitHub repo. And by the way, I have own repo, which is a fork of this one, which I'm gonna take further for my own needs. Just so you know, maybe you can visit this one in a couple of months and see a huge progress. Because for now, I'm just focusing on security. I audited the dependencies, fixed some bugs. This is my own playground, xlab email. For this tutorial, I'm not going to use it, just not confuse anyone. We're sticking to the official source, which is Cloudflare/Agentic inbox. Part of the template is the application itself, or just like React application, normal one, but part of it is a config file, a Wrangler config file. It is basically describing how to connect different pieces inside Cloudflare infrastructure. So this one is important. What happens when you click to deploy to Cloudflare? It suggests that you should create a new project, and first of all, you need to connect a GitHub account, just so the copy of that template gonna be saved to your account. Oh yeah, and one important piece is that you need to subscribe to all the subscriptions inside. As I said, worker is gonna be $5 a month, but for example, R2 starts free, so basically you're getting 10 gigabytes for free of email storage. Yeah, so I added R2 object storage, which is basically S3 buckets, but on Cloudflare. Now, again, I remember that they demand workers subscription. Workers. And yeah, obviously don't try to find something useful on this left dashboard. It's very hard to do. I'm usually using the quick search. So workers plan, we need a paid one. Again, it's $5 flat, and then there's gonna be additional usage, which hopefully we're not gonna get any additional usage. Yeah, it is activated. Now, I think I'm ready to continue with my journey. So here we are, deploy to workers template. Okay, first step, we're gonna connect a GitHub account. So install and authorize Cloudflare workers and pages to your GitHub account, all repositories, whatever. Yeah, read, write, everything. And after that, we can create a private repository. Create a private repository, project name, Agentic inbox. I suggest for this tutorial, just keep it the same, but for your own needs, you can create any name for the project name. It's fine. R2 bucket, we're going to create a new one for this. Also the same name, Agentic inbox. Location hint. This is where your bucket going to be close to. Like if you live in Europe, maybe you should place it in Europe. Now, the domains. Currently it's called domains, plural, because it actually supports multiple domains. Even though there's like not saying that, it's actually supporting multiple domains. So for us, it's just going to be single one, being her email, and the rest is just fine. Just create and deploy. Okay, it looks like it's already passed the cloning Git repository and already deploying the application itself after building it. Let's check the GitHub that we have. No public repositories, but hey, there's another one. They created a private repository for us in our account, and yeah, just importing exactly the same original template. So we can forget about the original one, which is like Cloudflare, Agentic Inbox, GitHub repo. We just work in our own copy. And obviously, I recommend just to clone it locally. So what we do, just git clone here. Yeah, I'm cloning using my key for Benny. And here is the project, so we can edit it. First of all, want to show you the Wrangler, which is kind of configured for your project already. But we can take it further and make some changes. By making some changes, obviously you don't do it by hand. You have to install Wrangler. It's like npm g like that. I have it installed. It's just configuration tool for Cloudflare things, and it has a bunch of things. Okay, the project seems to be deployed on Cloudflare. There's a panel for this, workers and pages, Agentic inbox deployed. So we have some workers domain, which is like temporary name for domain. It's just not your domain. You have to connect at the custom domain here on this page. Gonna be here in a second. It shows bindings, which is basically connections of your worker to other services of Cloudflare. So for example, it connects to AI for the AI processing of the emails, connects to R2 bucket, this one, Agentic inbox, obviously, as we specified in the template, connects to email service, and also durable objects. So durable objects is like stateless compute, it's just database stuff. This one we don't care about. And next step in the tutorial is to configure the Cloudflare access, which is also known as Cloudflare 1, single sign-on screen. Before that, we need to connect a domain here, just in case. So I'm clicking domains and going to the domains and routers for my worker. It has workers dev domain already created. There's a bunch of variables and secrets. As you can see, there's secret called policy AUD and secret called team domain. It also has a variable email addresses. It's not a secret. I don't advise to change it right there because, as you can see, since we have a Wrangler config file committed to GitHub, like local copy as well, this one will be overridden on the next deploy. So instead of modifying this file, I suggest editing the actual Wrangler here and just add more things into email addresses. And I'm asking directly to add emails, email addresses. Hopefully it gets it right. And we also need to enable workers dev and preview URLs explicitly. So finally we have Benihari, and it says update your Wrangler config file with these changes. Okay, let's see what kind of changes. We connected the custom domain here. Yeah, so you're just checking that the domain actually connects, but to finalize this thing, we need to edit Wrangler. And domains, email addresses, and custom domain route. So this is synchronized. Let's configure the authorization. The authorization is managed by Zero Trust Service by Cloudflare, and you need to get started with it, apparently. It's redirecting us to Cloudflare 1, and the goal here is to set a team name because it's going to be managing authorization for all Cloudflare products within your team. It's a bit excessive, it's like enterprisey, but for here I just bin the Harry team, I guess, on Cloudflare access. It's just like personal Cloudflare access thing, and obviously we use Zero Trust free. Yeah, so usually if you use Cloudflare often, this whole thing already configured for you, but we're starting on a new account and we just see how much we have to commit to. Again, this dashboard is separate, it's only for trust and settings of this Cloudflare 1 and Zero Trust things. So the actual move here is to exit from here because we won't create them all one by one. I'm gonna go to the workers again. Workers and pages. And here I have my worker with Agentic inbox connected to this domain and other road. And yeah, getting back to this setup. Now we can see this custom domain connected, everything is fine. And here we have to click 3 dots on the right. It says Cloudflare access. So once we activate this, it's going to be automatically creating a bunch of stuff on the Cloudflare 1 zero trust thing for this particular worker dev domain, which is also applied to your custom domain. We will see that in a second. So here, a couple of things very important. And I'm not going to blur them because this is supposed to be a tutorial, and please don't exploit this account. I'm going to close it after the tutorial is done. But there's audience token and this JWK URL. So I have to copy this somewhere. So going back to the worker and settings, we have variables and secrets here. So this is the policy audience token, which has to be set, and also team domain. And the best way to set them, I guess we can set it here, but I don't like it here. Instead, I'll just explicitly set using Wrangler locally on the CLI. Secret put policy. Okay, the first thing obviously is to authorize and link my Wrangler to my project. So yeah, I'm signing in with Benihari lives and yeah, just review permissions now, and obviously I'm authorizing my local Wrangler to do changes to the account. So created this secret. Now team domain. So team domain is like a redirect to URL, just URL. Okay, JWK URL, and I'll set it as well. So the secrets are just uploaded directly. So after setting the secrets for the Cloudflare access, you need to actually configure the access because it's currently activated only for this domain, which is the automatic workers domain. For example, if you go to this one, you'll get the access gateway. But for custom domain, if you visit it, getting missing stuff. And so to configure all this stuff, we need to go into zero trust namespace again. And for zero trust, we have to configure the access controls, this application now, which is secured by this thing. And let's edit it. As you can see, it protects the subdomain on the workers, but we also have to create connect own domain, like Benny Harvey email. So it's also protecting that domain as well. And let's save it for now. Let's save it for now. But there's an additional configuration that we have to make. Well, first of all, you can configure the details of the access. Session duration is how long you want to be authenticated to read your emails. For me, I set it for longer. For you, it could be like shorter. By default, it's just 1 day, so you have to log in every day. And for authentication, there's identity providers for this application. And for now, it's just one pin here. Now, one-time pin, I mean, is just gonna send OTP code onto your existing email, which is unfortunate if you don't have access to that email because it's already hosting here. Like, let's keep it one-time pin for now, but later, I think last part of this tutorial is to add more providers here. So you can log in with Gmail or you can log in with GitHub as well, one-time pin, which is useful like if you already have access on your phone, so you can log in yourself on desktop by receiving the one-time code on your phone. This is flexible. This one lists access policies, which is a separate entity. So in that access policy setting, we need to change one thing: is which emails we want to include to be allowed to get through. So if you confirm that email, for example, using one-time access code, or you're logging in with GitHub, or just matching the email, you're gonna be allowed to read your inbox. For now, I just keep it like that. Or maybe I'm gonna in advance add the Benny. So the first one is my Benny's Gmail account, so I can receive one-time authorization code on that email, but also a new email that we're trying to set up, which also will be able to receive this one-time password as soon as we can get into the inbox. So just that's all that we need to set up here. Everything else is fine. Just don't forget to click save. And yeah, it's going to be updated for the application that we're using. So for now, we are done here. Let's try and visit Benny again. Benny have email. Ta-da! As you can see, there's access the gateway. Now, I'm gonna auth using the Gmail address I still have. And yeah, here's my access code. Let me in. Let me in. Yeah. So this is my system that runs for my mailboxes. I can create this using variables in the Wrangler, or I can create dynamically here. It doesn't matter. For me, I'm just gonna create Benny. Benny Harvey as display name. And this is gonna be my email address, the final one, and this is my box that I'm gonna fill it just in a moment. We have to set up the final connections. Email routing, which means we have to accept emails from the outside. And the next one is enable email service, which means our worker can send emails to the outside. And the last step was create mailbox. Well, we already did it just to test it, access and everything. So now let's just connect email to this email inbox. We have to go to email section, and there's like email routing and email security, blah, blah, blah. They have a new home. Oh yeah, that's the correct home. So they moved the email service into build under compute. Yeah, so I think that's the correct one. Yep, onboard the domain to the email routing, which is Benny Harvey, everything else good. So the thing is that the DNS record is going to be added to this domain. And usually if you already have Google Workspace connected or some other email hosting, they're going to be overwritten. So it's like safe to confirm that everything is fine and just continue with this set of records and everything is fine. Yeah, no data available. Well, it has some metrics on emails received and there is a bunch of stuff, but what we need here is destination workers. So we can create route should be fine. So again, Bini send to our worker as an action, and the destination is Agentic inbox. Looking at the routing rules, we can see that first of all we have a custom address, Benny Harvey email. That action is sent to worker, and the worker's Agentic inbox, it's active, everything's fine. But also there's a catch all. So you may want to change this one. It's drop by default on the catch all, but you probably want to send an email to Benny itself, like just forward everything that gets into just random non-existing address, and then you have to enable it. Again, drop just silently drops it. This one is actually buggy right now. I cannot create reroute to my email, which is like Benny itself. Like it's not working. I cannot catch all on Benny in this case. Yeah, but ideally we should catch everything on the same email, which is like custom address we just added. And while we're in this section of compute configuration, we have to configure the email sending so we can reply. This is new. For that, we're just selecting a zone, and there's a bunch of records going to be added as well automatically. Okay, the domain has been added as a sending domain, and there's a sending reputation dashboard which shows the spam rejection rate, everything that by default assign me 200 emails per day I can send. On my main Cloudflare account, I have 1,000 per day, so I don't know, it depends on usability of usage of the Cloudflare services, or maybe something else, maybe age of account, I don't know, but this one is dynamic. For personal email, I think it's just fine to have this limit. And now the next step is to connect this to worker. So for now, they don't have a button that automatically connects everything, and you have to press connect to get some idea. Like you can send using like TypeScript things, but if we need to connect the existing worker, we have to adjust the Wrangler. Be careful not to accidentally replace the existing email binding, which is like receiving emails to the worker. We need to just specifically additional one. So this array has both send email, like email, and also send email. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, so now since we get the Wrangler updated locally, we have to deploy this thing. And for that, we need to deploy and build the whole binary and deploy it. So there's a shortcut on npm run deploy, which is gonna rebuild the application just to verify everything is building. Yeah, the wildcard operations are not allowed in custom domains. Should be careful with Wrangler. Should not use Codex Spark for making the changes. They don't allow any kind of path here. Should not trust the Codex Spark on the changes. Let me see the final diff on the Wrangler. Yeah, so these are the changes, like email addresses, routes, just the domain pattern, just like top level domain, and send email binding. Let's try to deploy this. There's also a remark that because workers dev is not in Wrangler files, it's going to disable the dev route because we have custom domain, so development domains automatically disable. You can add this particular expression, explicitly enable it in Wrangler and also this one, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to do it. Let's show how it looks like in the dashboard now. So here now we have only one domain and the workers domain is disabled. We have only custom domain. In the bindings here we have email service, send email as well. So it looks like it's fully done and it's fully set up. So Benny Harvey e.email gets us into the mailbox of Benny. And here is verify routing. Wow, it's already receiving some emails. Oh yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. So I want to have a catch-all for wildcard any kind of address, but before I can add a destination account for the catch-all, I have to verify it. Because this is like a new custom domain which is hosted by us on Cloudflare, for some reason, I mean, the UI is glitchy, but it tried to send us a verify email so we can verify the domain, and now we can use this email as a destination for catch-all. So yeah, if you want catch-all, this is how you're gonna do it. And as you can see, the AI, I mean the Kimi that is plugged in, already drafting some response. It doesn't understand that this is like automated. I'm not drafting, it actually understands. Wow. I mean, it's telling that it's not drafting, but although it's a draft. So, I mean, I'm going to discard this draft. And as for verification, for some reason it's stuck. Come on, let me in. Maybe it is verified. Maybe it's not. Whatever. Verified. Okay, so now I have to go into the email routing and I finally can create a catch-all. Okay, something was dropped. Nice. Routing rules. And here, let me change it. I send to email and I want to send to the Benny email, catch-all thing. So yeah, now it's catch-all, sending to Benny. Benny receives into worker and it ends up in our inbox. Yeah, so let's try to do something like let's go to the Gmail and try to write Benny. Regards, sending. We should get some. Yeah, this is this email. Hello. It's even crafted a draft now. Whatever. It has a cute little cat, suspicious cat in the attachments. So yeah, it works. And we can even reply something. Hey. Nice to see you in my inbox. That's true. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff visible, and there's a draft. Thanks for the cat pic. And looking feline. I mean, I don't like the draft bot. I mean, I don't need it. At least for myself, I'm gonna repurpose this for getting the gist of my mailbox, because like, because on my main inbox I have a lot of marketing stuff and I really don't want to read it all. I just want to get a summary. Yep, but if you like auto drafting, you can keep it on. Again, the application is fully working and there's an MCP that you can use. I'm not sure about how to connect the authorization to it, so it's authorized through the Cloudflare one. It's tricky, but outside of this tutorial, right? But the general, the inbox itself works just fine. This is last part of the tutorial where we configure single sign-on services to not be locked outside of the mailbox. And I'm gonna add a GitHub OAuth and also Google account, so you always can log in from your phone and from other set of credentials rather than one-time passcode that's gonna be sent on email and is supposed to be provide email, but you are locked outside of the email inbox, right? So for that, let's click a lot of buttons and just follow my lead here. In the main dashboard, we have to go into Zero Trust to get the Cloudflare 1 side of Cloudflare and Zero Trust settings. And here we have to click Integrations. And in the integrations, we click Identity Providers. We want to add more identity providers. And well, if you like, you can add Facebook, but I trust Google Auth because it's automatic on my phone, and GitHub just in case, because you can log in into those separately using password and 2FA and then get into your inbox for emails, right, in case you are locked out. Okay, here we start with GitHub, which is a very straightforward integration, and only things that we need from GitHub is app ID and client secret. And for that, we open a GitHub. You have to go to your settings of your account. Here scroll down, it's the developer settings, and then it's OAuth applications, and here click new OAuth application. Very straightforward. This one, just name of your sign in, I don't know, my main box, and homepage. Well, you have to check out the documentation on the Cloudflare on GitHub integration. And for that, you open here. I mean, it's step by step as well, so you want as well to use it, but here's the demo, right? Homepage URL is basically linked to your team Cloudflare access. And before getting here, just double check the URL so I don't forget it. So yeah, the homepage is correct. Moving next, what we have here, we have the callback URL. Also starting with team name, right? And that's it. I mean, don't enable device flow if you don't need that thing, and just register application. That's it. It already has a client ID here, which we can copy there. And as for client secret, you have to manually generate new client secret here. It's gonna show you one-time code, and you just use it as well. Client secret, and well, yeah, that's it. That's it. Just don't forget to click update application, so that client secret is actually saved. It's very important. And here we have app ID, client secret. Let's save it. It's gonna say, wait, it's a finish setup action. You have to give this to admin. So we are admins. It's fine. It requests some permissions, read-only access to organizations and team to check the membership and also check the personal user metadata, right? So yeah, I'm authorizing myself, and that's it. This is fully set up. Yeah, and don't forget to click test here, just to verify that it actually works. So the Cloudflare access should show you that you actually authorized as Benny Harvey, I mean, in this case, and email is provided by GitHub, which, as you remember, should be whitelisted inside Cloudflare access, so you're actually getting access to the application. I'm gonna just open up new private window just to check it. Benjavi email, which is my custom domain. And here we don't have GitHub yet. So I'm gonna quickly show you how to add it, but later the second stage is to add the Google account authorization. But for now, let me quickly jump and show. So for the access controls, we have policies, and this production policy, we can edit it, configure. For this list, for example, yeah, it includes this value, so we're authorized to be logged in, right? So double check this one, and then we can go to the applications and edit the application itself, settings of the applications inside the Cloudflare one. And here, remember I was showing that we can add more identities that are allowed to authorize. Here we can accept all identities that we have enabled globally, which I'm gonna leave on so I don't have to go back and forth when I add Google as well. And yeah, that's it. We're just gonna save it. It's gonna save it, so it's gonna be an application that is accessible by GitHub identity provider once the email is matching the whitelisted address, right? It's very simple, really. Yep. So there it is. The integration is here. Now I can sign in with GitHub. Fully log in into my mail inbox. And let's add another button just for safety. And on my Android phone, for example, I have just automatic login when I'm also logged in Google. And let's add Google. So this one is tricky, but I'm going to show you how to add it as well. Getting back to the integrations, identity providers, adding Google and add Google application. That's going to be simpler. But yeah, feel free to go and create workspace though. It's a fork in the road right there. So I have a Google account, like normal Gmail, so I'm gonna add Google, and also application ID and client secret required, right? But there's a plot twist in the documentation, which is it's actually nicely documenting the whole thing. We have to go into Google Cloud Platform Console just to create my account here, and I have to create a new project just in case. Let's say my auth. So have to click and switch to that project, and within the project we have to go into API and services and go into auth consent screen first. And it's not configured yet, so we have to configure it. Let's say my Agentic inbox, and we have to provide the support email, which is Gmail associated with a particular account, but yeah, it will be yours. We cannot do internal, we can do only external here. Also contact information, same. And yeah, agree to the services. Okay, that's it. We created our consent screen. Now, it's very important to go to the clients and create a client, like OAuth client, which is gonna be a web application. My email inbox. And here's the trick. So we have to specify the origins and redirect URLs. This is also gonna be a suggested team URLs. So authorized origin is this one, the Cloudflare access, Benjavi Cloudflare access in my case. And redirect URL, same as Benjavi Cloudflare access, the callback. Okay, so we are creating our client ID, and this is where we get the client ID and client secret. This is the client ID, which we just copy into the app ID onto Google identity provider inside the Cloudflare one, and client secret. Client secret here. And proof of key of code exchange is basically some security additional step, which is supported by Google. So additional protection is fine. You don't have to modify any of the next two fields, just ignore them and click Save. Okay, that's it, GitHub and Google. So now when I get back to the Cloudflare access and trying to access my inbox, there's also a Google. Okay, now it's done. There's a cool experiment that they can make. You can make this whole thing custom. Obviously, first things first, I advise you to make code review and check the dependencies and all that stuff. But we can also have some fun with the design of this thing. That's a crazy experiment. All right, here we are. A little bit of tropical theme on the email box. Let's see how it works. Wow, this is it. This is the inbox that we deserved. I mean, yeah, it's not bad for one shot at the design. The thing is that you can actually just stylize the whole thing as you want and make changes to it as you see fit. And I mean, don't use tropical style on your mailbox, but at least you can do some real changes in the feature wise. And also the mailbox is here and it's also lightweight. It's at about 18 megabytes of memory compared to almost 1 gigabyte of Gmail. So yeah, that's it.
Sorry to interrupt the show, folks, but I've got a cracking idea. See, the next time you find yourself in a pub toilet and you've got a pen on you, write on the door, Benny Harvey, R.I.P. Or let's say you're not old enough to get into pubs yet. Let's say you're still in school. Write it on the desk. Scratch it in with a compass. Benny Harvey, R.I.P. Or let's say you're online. Let's say you're on Bebo, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, a forum, whatever it is. Just get the message out there. Benny Harvey, R.I.P. Miss you, big man. Gone but not forgotten. And who is Benny Harvey? Who cares?